Welcome to CCG TV, the Keep Columbus Beautiful Earth Notes. Thank you all for tuning in. And for those of you all who are tuning in for the very first time, our mission at Keep Columbus Beautiful is to engage and educate individuals to be better stewards to our environment. And we have a wonderful program for you all today. We need to make sure that you know that you are an important person to making sure that we're taking care of our environment, because it's not about having a fun time in our environment. It's about making sure that we are able to live. So we need to have clean air, clean water, good vegetations, and you need to help us make sure that we can have an environment that we can grow, our grandchildren can grow and can improve on or enjoy. We just need for you all to support our programs and make sure that if you are not recycling, we'd love for you to start today. Just call 311, give them your name, your address. They'll bring a recycling bin to your home and tell you everything that you need to know to start recycling. And if you see any infractions on the environment, if there are potholes or tall grass or junk cars or houses that need to have a little attention, call 311 and report it. Then that way we can address it. Just remember that we are, as human beings, individuals. We are the eyes, the ears, the mouth, and the hands, and the toes for our environment. So it's important for us to make sure that we take care of what gives us life and not quality of life. So thank you for tuning in. I have two wonderful guests, and I know you're going to get a lot of information, things that you all can participate in, that we need for you to participate in. They're going to talk about some projects that's coming up, and we're going to need for you all to support it. Gwen Russell, thank you for coming, being on our set.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Gwen Russell, and my title at Columbus Waterworks is Corporate Relations Specialist, and part of my job is planning our corporate and community events.
Okay, wonderful. And Adrian,
yes.
How long have you been at Columbus
I
Waterworks?
have been with the Waterworks for just over 13 years, and currently I'm also a corporate relations specialist. Okay. However, my role pertains more to external communications and social media and website and promotions.
Well, Keep Columbus Beautiful is a wonderful partner of Columbus Waterworks, and I have, since 1999, since I was here, we have just enjoyed a wonderful business relationship, and William has done an outstanding job as chairing Keep Columbus Beautiful, and then, you know, we work together with Help the Hooch. And so it's just so important to have those business relationships, and it's important to have people like you all, because you plan special things. And this, our show really is to give people out in our community information that will help them to grow to be good stewards. And you know, we can't live without that good quality of water that you have. I was at Columbus State University for Leadership Columbus, and one of the participants there was saying that you know, she has this filter. And she said, I just want to tell you all, if you know anybody from Columbus Waterworks, that they are doing an outstanding job. She said, she said, I had to take my filter off because the water is so good. And I thought that was a great commercial. So I'm doing a commercial for Columbus Waterworks right now.
We appreciate that.
Good. So tell us, Gwen, what's coming up?
Well, what's coming up, the date is August 10th.
Okay.
And the time is 10 a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m. It's going to be our upcoming grease recycling and pharmaceuticals disposable events, and there will be 2 locations.
Okay.
The main location, or the first location, will be, as a matter of fact, it's our first time at our location, Columbus Waterworks main office, located at 1421 Veterans Parkway. We will be there in the customer's parking lot, collecting old pharmaceuticals or unused or expired pharmaceuticals. The Muskogee County Sheriff's Department will be there because we partnered with them in this event as well.
Right.
And also the other location is going to be at the Big Slot parking lot at 5300 Sidney Simons Boulevard.
Yeah, but that's over in the landing.
Over in the landing, and
Right.
at same time, 10
Right.
a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m.
Right.
And if you all don't know where Columbus Waterworks downtown, if you know where McDonald's is, you just right across the
Across the
street.
street.
Yeah, and so I know we're looking for a lot of people to come out. It's so important for us to recycle that grease and get
Yes.
those pharmaceuticals, over-the-counter drugs and prescriptions or whatever, get those things out of our main water stream.
Exactly.
And really make sure that we are disposing of them properly.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes,
so
that's
tell us a
correct.
little bit, Adrian, about what's going on too.
Well, that is our biggest program that we have coming up, and once we get the grease and pharmaceuticals recycling program out of the way, or finished, I should say, then we were going to be working heavily with actually Keep Columbus Beautiful on our Help the Hooch efforts. I know you guys
Wonderful.
have some things coming up with that we're
Right.
already starting to get our things together with. But one thing I do want to mention is if you're busy on August 10th and you're out of town or you can't attend, we also have 11 different stationary sites set up throughout town to where you can bring it any time of the day. So if you're one of those people that you work, you know, third shift, or you get off of work in the middle of the night and you've got all this, you need to drop it off, you can take it to one of these locations and leave your cooking grease in an old oil container or any kind of a
Right.
container, and we will dispose of that through our recycling.
And so why is it important for us to recycle that grease? You know, many years ago, I remember my mom used to have like a little container that sat right in the center of the stove, and every time she fried bacon or whatever she was frying, we would keep the grease and use it over. I found out over the years now that it's not good to reuse that grease.
Right.
So what does Columbus Waterworks do with the grease that you collect?
Well, what we do with the grease is we actually have a program that is, we actually patented the technology and shared it with other utilities to use as well. But we recycle that through a very complicated digestive process, and it actually will create methane gas that runs through a generator. And that gas is then used to offset the electrical needs and other energy needs to run the plant, thereby saving money for all of our citizens.
Awesome. And then it's
So-
not clogging up those
Yes.
pipes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's very expensive on the homeowners and as
Right.
well as Columbus Waterworks.
Yeah, and you know what? You can see that. I remember too. People would always say, "Well, just turn the hot water on,
Yes.
and then it'll just run on straight through." And that is not true,
No,
right?
it not.
Gels.
No.
It gels and
It
it gets clogged, and then sometimes it backs up into the bathtub, your sink in the bathroom, your sink in the kitchen,
Right.
and it could cost you lots and
Lot of money to
lots
take
of money.
care
Yes,
of, right.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's why I'm putting emphasis on lots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't realize that, because my mom used to always say, "Well, just put some hot water through it. You put it
Yeah.
on it, it'll be out of the way." Well, what you're ending up doing is if everyone on your street does that and uses that same principle,
Right.
all of the houses on that street share the same line coming out from your neighborhood.
Right.
So what you're ending up doing is you're taking all of that cooking grease that will solidify, like if you leave it in a bowl or something on
And
your
if it
counter.
gets cold,
It will do that.
Yes.
It'll just do it further down, and so then every house off of that connection will have backup issues, and it can be
Yes.
very, very expensive, not just for us, but then also for you as
Yes.
a homeowner. So
and also too, it just causes a whole lot of issues.
Yes.
Yes, it
And
does.
all we have to do is properly dispose of it. And I know that
Exactly.
most of the time people do better when they know better.
Exactly.
Yes.
So having opportunities to come on our show to talk about those things that you're doing will educate them so that they can be better stewards to our environment.
Definitely.
Because sometimes we don't think about, you know, the grease and what effects it'll have as it's making its way back through the channels. You know,
Exactly.
and it's important for us to do that. So you all please make sure that you're not flushing or putting your grease down this drain of any one of your sinks. And then also plan to come out on August the 10th from 10 until 2, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. And we'll be at the parking lots at Big Lots over in the landing and also downtown on Veterans,
Yes.
right across from the McDonald's. And so we need for you all to come out and encourage other people in your sphere that's under your sphere of influence, and encourage them to come down and bring their grease products too. It's
Yes.
important, as well as those drugs. You know, I tell you,
Yes.
because so many people take really don't know that they don't need to flush drugs
Exactly.
down our
Right.
commode.
Yes.
Right.
And so, what it does, it causes a lot of problems, not only just for the
Yes.
water, but for the wildlife.
Yes.
Right,
Exactly.
and so we want to make sure that we always have some good, clean drinking water.
Yes.
And I understand, Columbus Waterworks want to encourage you to use bottles over and over again instead of buying bottled water.
Right.
Because it's better to have just your container and get your water out of tap.
Right.
Yes.
Because we have 100% pure, good water.
Yes, we do.
And so we encourage everyone to make sure that you, take your little container where you can just fill it up over and over again and not create a whole lot of trash or recyclable things. So, but if you have to use a bottle, make sure that you all are recycling those.
Because water is the fuel of life.
It
definitely
absolutely is. We always say that Chattahoochee River really is the lifeline
It
for
is.
all of us
It
here.
is.
It
We
is.
depend on it 100% for everything that we do in our homes. Whether it's taking a bath, whether it's cooking,
Yes.
we're dependent on that water, the water from the Chattahoochee to help us or to be there to give us life.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
the 11 stationary sites are on our website. That's on the
Yes.
first
Okay.
page of our website. And that website is www.cwwga.org. And it lists all 11 locations.
Wonderful.
Right.
So now you don't have to just wait for this special event.
Right.
You can go out anytime to those
Yes.
11 stations. And I understand too, you're going to have a flyer to give out at
We
both of
will.
those locations
Yes.
that will talk about maybe the next time that you're going to
Yes,
have
it
one
will.
of these,
Right.
right? And give those stationary places.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
And we also would like to encourage everyone to follow us on our Facebook page
Okay.
and to sign up through our Facebook page to our new electronic newsletter, because they will be able to get information emailed directly to them or through their own social media to learn when we have other events coming up or additional grease recycle and programs like that.
Well, let me tell you, we want to thank you all for coming and being on our show today to talk about
You're
what
welcome.
gives us
Thank you.
life.
Thank you for having us.
Great water, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And so you all actually work for a place that we all really need to have an appreciation for.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Because we want to have good water, whether
Yes.
we're bathing or outside with recreational activities or anything.
Yes.
So I want to thank you all for what you do
Thank you.
and what
Thank
you have
you.
done in our community and the things that you all are going to do. And we're looking forward to our Help to Hooch. That'll be one of the things that
Yes.
we'll start talking about,
Yes.
in our upcoming
Yes.
shows. And we know that it's going to be an awesome time for anyone to
will
get
be. Yes.
involved, for kids and adults and anyone in our community, because it's all about taking care of that
It
water
is.
Yes.
that
Sure
gives
is.
us
Being good
life.
stewardship.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Stewards of our water, yes.
That's right. So now, we love that you all tuned in for us today. Hopefully you'll take this information and you'll use it wisely and share it too with someone else, because it's so important for us individually to be a good steward to our environment and collectively to do the same thing. Know that our Help to Hooch is coming up. It's going to be a little early this year. We're going to have it on the very first Saturday in October. So the 4th of October, we'll have our cleanup activities on our schools, making sure that the schools are actively involved in picking up the little trash that may be on their campus. And then on the 5th, we'll have the community-wide cleanup and the Watershed Festival. And I know that we'll be giving you a little bit more information about that. And don't forget to start putting your shoes away, because our shoe recycling campaign will kick off the first part of September. And just know that you'll be able to drop off your shoes that you're going to recycle at any one of our fire stations. So it's in 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, you'll be able to drop those off. So make sure that you help us out, because what we want to do is divert those shoes from our landfill. We want to give them to someone else who can use them, so they're going to third world developing countries, and we need your support. So thank you for tuning in. We'll look forward to seeing you the next time right here on CCG TV, the Keep Columbus Beautiful Earth Notes. Now make sure you're taking care of our water.